Bacall made her film debut at 19, starring alongside Humphrey Bogart in To Have and Have Not, and became one of the top actresses of the 1940s. Although she often played glamorous, tough-talking women, Bacall's life off-screen included deep ties to her Jewish heritage. Her cousin, Israeli politician Shimon Peres, also showed her connection to global Jewish leadership. 3. Tony Curtis. Born Bernard Schwartz to Hungarian Jewish immigrants, Tony Curtis was another of Hollywood's most charming and successful leading men. With roles in classic films like Some Like It Hot and The Defiant Ones, Curtis became a heartthrob, especially in the 1950s. He experienced anti-Semitism growing up in New York, which made him value the success he later achieved in Hollywood even more. Despite pressures to hide his heritage, Curtis always acknowledged his Jewish background, feeling a strong connection to his cultural identity. 4. Edward G. Robinson. Born Emanuel Goldenberg in Romania, Edward G. Robinson immigrated to the United States as a child, growing up in a Jewish family in New York. He became one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood thanks to his roles in gangster films like Little Caesar and Key Largo. Robinson's intense performances set the standard for film noir and crime dramas, but off-screen, he was a cultured intellectual deeply committed to Jewish causes. He openly supported the fight against fascism during World War II and was a prominent advocate for the creation of Israel. 5. Paul Muni. Paul Muni, born Mechelen Meyer Weisenfraund in Austria-Hungary, was one of Hollywood's most versatile actors, known for his ability to disappear into a variety of roles. His talent earned him 5 Academy Award nominations, including for The Life of Emile Zola and I Am a Fugitive from Chain Gang. Muni was raised in a Jewish theatrical family, and his performances were often informed by his deep empathy and sense of justice, traits closely tied to his Jewish upbringing. He was known for taking on socially conscious roles that highlighted the plight of the oppressed. 6. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr, born Hedwig Eva Maria Kiesler in Austria to Jewish parents, was not only a stunning actress, but also a brilliant inventor. While Hollywood adored her for her beauty in films like Samson and Delilah, her mind was just as impressive. She co-patented an early version of frequency-hopping spread spectrum technology, which laid the groundwork for modern wireless communication. Although she was often cast in exotic, glamorous roles, Lamarr's Jewish heritage played a significant role in her escape from Europe during the rise of the Nazis, and she later became an advocate for Jewish refugees. 7. Danny Kaye. Born David Daniel Kaminsky in Brooklyn to Ukrainian Jewish parents, Danny Kaye was a beloved entertainer known for his comedic talents, singing, and dancing. With films like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty and White Christmas, Kaye became a household name during the 1940s and 1950s. Off-screen, he was a dedicated humanitarian who worked with UNICEF and strongly identified with his Jewish heritage. Kaye's comedic style, full of wit and wordplay, was deeply influenced by the Yiddish theater tradition, which he grew up with. 8. John Garfield. John Garfield, born Jacob Julius Garfinkel, was one of the original rebels of Hollywood. He starred in socially conscious films like The Postman Always Rings Twice and Body and Soul, which dealt with themes of alienation and disillusionment, perhaps influenced by his own experiences as a Jewish outsider. Garfield's intense performances and his real-life struggles with the Hollywood blacklist during the McCarthy era made him a symbol of the underdog. Although his career was cut short by his untimely death, Garfield's legacy as one of Hollywood's finest actors endures. 9. Sylvia Sidney. Born Sophia Koso in the Bronx to Jewish immigrant parents, Sylvia Sidney became a major star of the 1930s, known for her portrayals of down-to-earth women in films like Fury and Sabotage. Sidney had a long and varied career, which later included memorable roles in Beetlejuice and Mars Attacks. While she often played tough, working-class characters, Sidney was a proud Jewish woman who was active in supporting Jewish causes throughout her life, particularly during the rise of anti-Semitism in the 1930s and 1940s. 10. Peter Lorre. Peter Lorre, born Laszlo Lowenstein to a Jewish family in Hungary, was one of cinema's most unique and unforgettable actors. Best known for his roles in films like M and Casablanca, Laurie brought a distinct blend of creepiness and sympathy to his characters. He fled Europe in the 1930s as the Nazis rose to power, eventually